One of my biggest take home messages from last week was the fact that when the old man inspected the sheep, he saw that one was lame. But the boy explained to him that that was not important because that sheep was the most intelligent and he also produced the most wool. And that told us that there are times when we ourselves or the people in our lives who have visible deformities. Everybody would see that maame wei ne suban nyɛ ne kasa nyɛ anaasɛ ne nan akyea kakra anaa papa wei ɔnom nsa. It's a deformity. Obi ehu sɛ ɛhɔ deɛ ɔtɔ sin. But some way, somehow, most people have a good thing about them or good things about them that are so much more important than the lame or the lameness or deformity that they have. And the lesson here is that for every one of us, we have people in our lives, there are things about people we don't like. But if we focus on that negative part of the person, we may miss out on all the other good things that that person has to offer to us. So in life, please and please again, always value people beyond their obvious deformity. That was my biggest take home message from last week. So if the audience has something to add, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll move right into today's set of lessons. In order to find the treasure, you will have to follow the omens. God has prepared a path for everyone to follow. You just have to read the omens that He left for you. What's the meaning of omen? Please, those of you with smartphones, you can quickly Google it so that we understand what omen means. And when you are there, let me know so that I can read it for us. In order to find the treasure, you will have to follow the omens. God has prepared a path for everyone to follow. You just have to read the omens that He left for you. Near mechanics say, Obia, everybody has a treasure. And that treasure can represent your purpose, your goal, your gift, your calling, or anything that makes your life better. Obia bibi wɔ hɔ a nyame ɛde wo ba ewiase sɛ ɔba abɛyɛ. Okay, and that is your treasure. Often it's supernatural. It's not like a man who made it. God makes you to see the omen. And the omen can be good or bad. So an omen can tell you that this thing is good, go here, or this one is not good, go there. And for every one of us, nobody is born into the world with a sign on your forehead that you, Laurentia, you were born to be a pastor's wife, or you, Happy, you were born to be a doctor or a nurse. Nobody is born that way. We are all born the same normal way. And so when you come into the world, you now have to gradually figure out why God brought you. Sometimes some people find it very early. Obi wɔ hɔ ɔbɛnya 10 years koraa na onim nea ɔba abɛyɛ. Obi nso wɔ hɔ ɔbɛnya 30 ana 40 mpo ansa wehu sɛ wei nti nyame frɛ me. I remember that as young as 5 or 6 years, I wanted to be a doctor. I was very sure about that from a very early age. But even with me, for example, knowing that I wanted to be a doctor, I still had no idea where God was going to bring me to. I have become a doctor and I've become many things in addition to the doctor that I had no idea about. But I have arrived at this place because, quote and unquote, I was following the omens. As your life unfolds, things happen, situations arise, you learn from it. And every day you make a choice based on what is happening in your life. And those choices based on what is happening would gradually shift you towards where God wants you to be. So the omen in this context is not always that grand beautiful or surprising thing that God shows you. It is the everyday things that happen to you. Then you pick a cue from it. Suddenly, I find myself being a pastor's wife. But for many years, I was just going to church, doing everything in church, thinking that, oh, I'm just serving God. And now I've come to this point. So you can say that that one too was me following the omens, because I'll go to church, somebody will give me a role. Okay, you do this one, be an usher, be a prayer warrior. And I just followed and obeyed because I believe that was the right thing to do. But as I followed those omens, quote and unquote, a new purpose has unfolded in my life. And that is how it is for all of us. In order to find your treasure, you have to follow the omens. And the omens are the things that happen in your life every day. Somebody has prepared a path. That is what the passage said. And this somebody, for those of us who believe in God, is God Himself. He has something set out for us. He said that before I formed thee, I knew thee. Nti o ansa o ma me be wo mpo na nyame onim ne nti ode wo be wiase. So when you come, you may never know. Bible says that eye has not seen, neither has ear heard. Nti nyama na nyame pɛ sɛ ɔne wo yɛ no obiara nte da, obiara hu da, wankasa mpo wonnim. But every day, just follow the omens, just follow the things that happen to you. And gradually, you realize that your purpose will become more obvious to you. What does omen look like in everyday life? What do omens, does anybody have an idea? Or does anybody have an example of a time when they found an omen, something that happened in their life that they think is an omen? For example, ebi a obi betumi aka kyerɛ sɛ, oh happy, wonim aduane nnura paa o. Wokɔ catering school na wobie restaurant ɛbɛboa wo. Ebi a wonim aduane nnura, when you cook for people, they enjoy it. So people are always giving you complaint. Oh, this thing, you are very good at it. Oh, why don't you take it serious? You may think that people are just saying it, but by the time 5, 6 people keep telling you the same thing, it means that what they are telling you, there's something there. You should pay attention to it. There are some things that when you are doing, you become so happy. You can do it the whole day. You not even notice that a whole day has passed. Anything that you do that gives you so much joy and fulfillment, it is an omen that maybe this is what you were born for. Obi to say happy or sapa. Maybe God brought you here to be a dancing star. Do you understand? There are other times when, for example, doors will open for you. When things are, when I set out to want to be a doctor, like I've always said, things were bad at home. There was no money. The people that I lived with were wondering, how can this girl be a doctor? Yeniska, we don't have the means. But every place that I got to that I needed help, suddenly God will let somebody show up. I remember when I was in SS, one of my science teachers, Mr. Osebu, I don't know where he is, God bless him. He just picked me up and said that all my classes that I'm doing, I want you to come for free. I had an English teacher, he too, Mr. Baini. He said, I want you to come to my English classes for free. And so when God is leading you to a place, suddenly He'll bring people your way who would bring help that you like a broad drain. And those are all omens or signs that will point you towards your purpose. There are times when the omen is such that there's one thing that you keep failing at. Oh, worry, negu. And I say, oh, try business, be and I say, now what try for now say. Whenever you keep making the same mistakes or keep failing at something, it means one of two things. Either that is the kind of thing that God has called you to, and you need to pass that test so that He'll give you the certificate. Or that thing is not good for you. You need to avoid it and go and do something else. So anytime you keep having a repeated problem in your life, you keep having the same test and you keep failing it, either your purpose is in that thing or it is away from that thing. But you need to seek the face of God to be able to understand which is which. How do you read the omens in your life? As Benny will say, one of Benny's favorite phrases is pay attention. You have to pay attention. There are a lot of things that happen in our life, and if we don't pay attention, we'll miss it. We'll miss it. A lot of us have missed blessings, we have missed opportunities because we don't pay attention. Sometimes, maybe in a class like this, it looks like it's a very normal, we've come to church, pastor says you should come and do personal development, so we have come. But as you are here doing that thing, then a word will come that will change the course of your life forever. But if you are not paying attention, how would you know when that word comes? You come to church one day and the man of God will say one thing. And if you do that one thing, the whole of your life will change. But if you are not paying attention, you totally miss it. Sometimes you need to keep a journal. The things that happen in our lives, human beings, no matter how clever we are, we have a very short memory. You forget some of them. Sometimes you talk to people, they will say things to you, you forget it. So it is ideal that we all have journals that we keep. Every day, the important things that happen in your life, write it down. And then after a number of months, when you take that book and you are reading, you realize that there's a pattern. There are some things that are going on in your life that are repeating itself. And that will point you to the direction you need to take. There are a lot more, but I'll just pause here so that we can move on to the next lesson. Page 167. I read a passage. The secret of happiness is to see all the marvels of the world and never to forget the drops of oil on the spoon. The secret of happiness is to see all the marvels of the world and never to forget the drops of oil on the spoon. So in the story, the young boy went to see a wise man. And the wise man told him that he would talk to him, but he was busy. So whilst he's waiting for him, he should go round and go and look at all the beautiful things in his house. But he gave him a spoon with oil in it, that he should go round and come back with a spoon and oil. But as the boy was going round, the things he saw were so beautiful that he forgot that he was holding spoon with oil. Nti ọbaa back no, na oil no wehwie egu, wehu mpo sɛ wehwie oil no egu. Then the man sent him to go back. He gave him oil again and told him that he should go back, but he should keep like ɔnhwɛ oil no so sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ɔbɛba back no, the oil is still in the spoon. And the boy went back, but this time he was so focused on the oil and the spoon that he didn't see all the beautiful things. The lesson here is that the spoon in the oil, it means the ordinary, everyday responsibilities that you have. And the beautiful things that the boy saw in the castle were the wonders of life. Okay, the beautiful things, maybe a beautiful sunset, a relationship, it can be ideas, it can be adventure, it can even be church. Those things that make you happy and excited, they are nice. You should do them. But as you do these beautiful, grand things, you should also remember that there are responsibilities of life. Okay, the responsibilities are ordinary, everyday responsibilities that you need to take care of. So, for example, you are a pastor or you are a businesswoman, you are a boss in your job. When you go to work, people are giving you accolades. Your friend, oh, yes, sir, master. When you come to church, you are a pastor's wife. So people are kotoing you. So for mommy, people are serving you, or you are a man of God, and people are just all over you. It is nice, it is very good, it is amazing. But as you enjoy those headlines in life, you should also not forget the responsibilities. So you are a boss, you are doing amazing at your job, but you are also a father. And one of the responsibilities of being a father is to take care of your children, take care of your wife. When your wife's car is broken down, you help her fix it. You help your children to do their homework. When you are at home, you help your wife with the chores. So you balance life. There are things that are not enjoyable. There's no pleasure in it. Yesterday, I spent most of the day cooking, and my dress was dirty and smelly and all that. I have told myself that in future I'll get a cook so that I don't have to cook. Then I can use the time to do other things. But now that I don't have a cook, I have to cook. So I'll go to the market, make in toast. Then I'll come and do what I need to do in my house. When I come to church, I'm teaching personal development, I've done makeup. That is also beautiful. But life is a balance. I can't be enjoying this one alone and neglecting my responsibilities at home. And that is the lesson here for all of us. Your life may be very shiny in certain aspects, but the other aspects where it is mundane and not so nice and pleasant are equally important. So you can't focus on just the nice things alone. And a lot of us who are in the limelight, we end up like that. We are so happy with the way people see us and the way people applaud us that we want to neglect the everyday duties. You are teaching other people's children, you are pastoring other people's husbands and wives, and you neglect your own marriage. The things you are teaching people, you are not doing it at home. Life must be a balance. As you are teaching other people's children, you are making sure that you are teaching your own children at home. Because if you do one and ignore the other, it is not a balance. Even the Bible says that a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. Both sides matter. Both sides of the world, they matter. The small tax that we do, they matter. They make, if we and if you focus on just the small tax alone, life becomes very dull and joyless. Okay? And if you focus on the big things alone, if you focus only on the excitement and the big dreams and you forget the small thing, you risk introducing chaos into your life. So you miss commitment. Okay, maybe you have to take your children to a program, but because you are so busy with church, you don't do that one. You miss the commitment in your own personal life and you end up with broken relationships. Sometimes you even neglect your own health because oh yeah nyame adwuma and I say oh yeah be adwuma. Do somebody's work. When you go to work, do the work well. But when you come home, take care of yourself. Eat well. Steady, grow. Those of you who are doing 9 to 5 jobs, go to work, do everything you need to do at work. But when you come home, work on your own business, work on your own life. That is real balance. Money is magical indeed because it opens doors and it eases problems. Some of us said the things we are worried about and the prayers that we are praying, the answer to the prayer is money. It's money. When you get money, you will not have prayer topics like that. So money is magic. But money cannot buy certain things. Money can buy a lot of things, but it can't buy certain things. Do you have any examples of things that money cannot buy? Money cannot buy good relationship. So money is magic because money gives you the freedom to meet your needs. If you have money, you can live in a nice house, drive a nice car. If you close church today and you decide that you want to go and sit at Star Bites or AH Hotel and eat buffet, whatever you want to do, you can do it, right? So that is magic. Money is really magic. Money gives you access to certain services and people. There are some people, if you want to see them, you have to put money down. The secretary will collect money from you. There are some countries in this world, to see the president, you have to pass through some people. And each person you pass through, you have to put l'argent down. So when you have money, it gives you access to people. There are some clubs in this world. If you don't have money, you can never belong to that club. There's even a foundation called $1 Million Round Table. I don't know why they call it. Maybe you need $1 million before you can be a member. But there are clubs where you need to have $1 million or $10 million before you be allowed to join. So money can give you access to people, access to things. The hospital that Bill Gates goes to and the hospital that I go to, they are not the same. If you have money, the kinds of places you go there, if you are sick, the kind of hospital you go to, and when you don't have money, if you don't have money, you go to polyclinic. Then you go and wait 3 hours to see a doctor. But if you have money, you will pay. By the time you go, the doctor is even waiting for you. You've not gone to a hospital where the doctor is waiting for the patient before. It's because of money. So money really has magic. It gives you comfort. It gives you choice. When you have money, you decide what you eat. If you don't have money, every day you eat gobe. And you can't eat 3 times a day. You eat it in the afternoon so that to cover the morning, to cover the evening too. But when you have money, you decide this morning, feet, any chibom. Then in the afternoon, you eat fried rice. You are like my husband, who made fufu ni akrantean kwai. There's snack. Yogurt, pokey. You know pokey. So when you have money, you are never really alone. When you have money, you have friends too. Even if you don't want them to be your friends, they'll be your friends by force. But that is not the whole story. Money does not buy belonging. There are people who have money and they have all kinds of people around them. But the day the money finishes, you'll be looking for somebody, even to share your pain with, and there'll be no one. You will call people who used to spend the money with you, they will not pick up the call. So money cannot buy you true friendship, true loyalty. There are some people who have made the mistake of ignoring their own families, their husbands, their wives, their children, for the sake of a lot of things, particularly money and fame. And when the money finishes, all the people that were going behind you and calling you names, hailing you, giving you funds, they will all disappear. Then you realize that the people that time now, they are the people who will be there for you. Sometimes money can create new problems. The prayers you are praying, if God should answer all the prayers for you, some of you today, you will not be in church. And can you know what club what shake cocaine? You don't even know your name. This Sunday morning, you don't know where you are. Oh, money creates problems. And so God knows that Ben, me man $1 million, a man 40 better work as well. Money creates problems. Some people think that they are faithful to their wives. It's not true. It is only because they don't have money. The day you get money, side chick be a 2 or is gone. So money can create problems. So you need to be very grateful if you have money for the opportunities that it gives you. But I also need to understand that money can never replace real loyal relationships. Money can never replace them. If you have money, use it for good things. Use it to create opportunities for yourself and for other people. Use it to build trust and to create kindness. If you have money, be kind. There are people who cannot afford what you can afford. Sometimes just buying one meal for one person, the whole day, one man is saying, those are the things you use money for. If you have money, use it to plan for independence for yourself and for other people. Who will Fako school? Use it to learn a trade. Use it to create a business so that the day the money that you are getting stops coming, you have a skill that you can use to make more money. You have a business that you can use to make more money. Use money to invest in people so that they will not be dependent on you in the next 5 years. So if there's somebody who needs to go to school and is struggling, help to pay their fees. Somebody can learn a trade. Help somebody. Those are the things you use money for. Proverbs 18:11 says that the wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it is a wall too high to scale. A lot of wealthy people think that money is a foolproof protection. But the Bible is cautioning us that it is only an illusion. Money is an illusion. No? Some people have valued money to the point that they don't value human beings. Obama one cedi, send your best small way you so once or this one cedi now. If you are here and you are putting your trust and confidence in money and placing money above human beings, be careful. True companionship, it comes from God, not from wealth. So, although the passage said that in money there is magic, the real magic is in generosity, not the money. The magic of money is in you being generous with the money that you have. Acts 30:20-35. It is more blessed to give than to receive. The power of money is not in having the money, but in using the money to bless others, to help the needy, to support God's work, to create justice and mercy. That is the magic. And so the Bible agrees that yes, money attracts people, money opens door, money brings you attention and help and all that. All that is true. But money would never provide you true companionship. Page 178. If God leads the sheep so well, he will also lead a man. If God leads the sheep so well, he will also lead a man. Does anybody want to explain this in their own words? The sheep are vulnerable when they are out there. Animals, all kinds of animals can get to them. But God guides and protects the sheep. And this is a shepherd thinking. If God can lead sheep and moi, how much more we human beings who were created in his own likeness and image, we are more valuable to him. Human beings who can think, who can plan. How much more will God not protect us? So if he can guide animals, he can guide you. We need to understand that God is faithful enough. He can guide animals. Even the birds of the air, God is thinking about them, guiding them, protecting them. Then Hamentel sang a song, and before she sang the song, she explained that long before man made electricity, God knew that birds would like to perch on electricity poles. And he made their feet such that they were insulated from the danger of electricity. Birds in no mampo. Na menewa boy in his own image and likeness. Why would God not protect you? Why would he not? He will guide you in your decisions. He will protect you in your purpose. He will guide you into your destiny, in your relationships. If you trust him, he will lead you to the good ones and take you away from the bad ones. He will never abandon us to wander blindly. Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the path of righteousness. That is the God we serve. Luke 15:4. This verse has been made into a song. I don't know if you know it. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. That is how much God loves us. If there are 100 of us and one goes astray, he will leave the 99 and go chase that one. If God can lead sheep, if God can protect sheep, how much more us? This is a port, and every port has its thieves. This is a port, and every port has its thieves. Does anybody know the context in which this passage was written in the story? Those of you who have read, I want to believe you have read. How did this passage come about? Anybody remembers? And Esther, do you remember where this passage came from? Benny, do you remember where the passage came from? This is a port, and every port has its thieves. So the boy found himself in a port, and the long and short is that somebody managed to lie him and collected his money. All the sheep that he sold, the money that he had on him, that he was going to use to travel, somebody stole it in the story. And this is where this passage is coming from. What is a port? Who knows where a port is? P-O-R-T, a port. A port. Yeah, Esther, Lady Esther. Benny, look in AI and give us AI as well. A harbor. Ship come in and they go, they offload, they pick up, they go. Very well. Anybody else? A port, yes. Please, there's a gentleman here. Yes. Very well. Very well. Very well. Benny, do you have something to add? Okay, so basically a port, it can be a harbor, it can be an airport. You know airport. So that one is traveling by air, so airport. But in this context, what I want to teach you this morning, before I come to what I want to teach you, yes, a port is a place where people from many regions come and go. So in a port, there are different people. I don't know if you've been to a very big airport, but in a big airport, people are going and coming, and some of them are arriving, some are leaving, some are just transiting to get another flight to where they are going. So there are people going and coming all the time in an airport. Okay, and not only are people going and coming, money, goods, opportunities are going and coming in that kind of place. Strangers are mixing, and that environment is never stable. I've been in an airport where I was there for like 6 hours. I've even been in an airport for 24 hours before, and it is never stable. 1 hour, this person is here, the next hour he's gone, another person has come. So the people keep changing all the time in a port. It's not like in a church or in a school where every day you meet the same people. No. A port is a place of transitioning. Things keep changing all the time. And in such places, apart from all the things that I have described, you will find thieves. You will find thieves. One of the places that can be likened to a port is a trotro station. Circle. How many of you know Circle? Circle is a kind of port. You will find thieves there. The number of people who have been robbed at Circle, even my husband has been robbed at Circle before. You find opportunities, sorry. You find opportunities, people who are waiting to use you, like they will take advantage of you and take your money. You find tricksters, people who will prey on those of us who are unsuspecting or we don't know our way around. In an airport, a lot of people get missing in airport because the place is so big, they don't know their way. So you ask, oh, I want to go to gate so and so, can you help me? Because you don't know the place, it's new to you. These are all attributes of an airport. I'm bringing you to something. In an airport or in a port, you find people who exploit the confusion and all the movement. They exploit it to their advantage. Why are we talking about port? Who is traveling? I need you to understand that for those of us here, a port to you is any kind of opportunity, wealth, movement, transition. And these are the places, the ports in your life when you have a transition, moving from one stage of life to the other, when you have wealth coming into your hands, when you have a new opportunity to become something or go somewhere or do something. These areas in your life, they are your ports. And at every time in your life when you are in a particular port, there are people around you who want to take advantage of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? At every stage in your life, you are in a kind of port. And every port has its thieves. Every stage in life has people who are either there for you or who are there to take advantage of you. There are always people around you who are there to take advantage of you. It can be a new business. You are starting a new business. You need to hire new people. You need to bring people in who work for you. It can even be a new church. The people who are coming, how do you know the ones who are genuine? So anytime there's a new level in your life, there are people who are not genuine, who are mixed with the genuine ones. It can be when you have moved to a new city. Maybe you've been living in Accra all your life, then you have built a house in Kaswa, so you move to Kaswa. That is a port. New people will come into your life that you cannot trust. It can be a new relationship, the beginning of a new relationship or the end of a relationship. So, for example, if you suffer a divorce, okay, or you are in a relationship and then the relationship has ended, you are going your separate ways. That is a port. Around the time that your relationship will end, there'll be a lot of men and women. You know that thing where maybe you have two friends, okay, very good friends, typically a man, and then one of them is married or is dating a very fine guy. Then something will happen. Now relationship no go. Either the marriage will break or the relationship will end. Obete ya na nadamfo no na one ne koba no. Ono akọ ware be ma na be heard stories like that. The end or the beginning of a relationship is a kind of port in your life. It is a stage where there are people who are opportunists. There are people who are waiting to take advantage of you. Another example of a port is a new job. You've gotten a new job, you've gone there, You don't know the people who are there. There are some who are bad. There are even some men. The moment a new chick enters the office, already is here. So a new job is a kind of pot. Any new phase in your life is a pot. So anytime you are in a time in your life where you know that you are in a pot, always remember that every pot has its thieves. Anytime there's a new level in your life, there are people around you who are genuine, but there are also people who are ready to take advantage of you because it is new to you. There will always be people who will pretend that they want to help you, but actually they are there to exploit you. But in their mind, they are there to exploit you. They will take advantage of your inexperience. So they know that we can move from here to here in 1 hour. But only 193 days, so instead of moving you from here to here, they are taking advantage of your inexperience. They will steal your resources. They will steal your ideas. They will steal your peace. Sometimes in the pot of your life, the people there are there to steal your money. Sometimes they are there to steal your ideas. You have a new business you want to do, then you employ somebody to come and help you. Now business ideas now share no so before your business comes to life, somebody else is doing it. I say time up, we'll finish soon. And so please, every pot has its thieves. Every stage in your life where you are in a pot situation, there are people who are there to take advantage of you. So open your eyes. The Bible says that be vigilant. Let me see that verse. I'm ending, Esther. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, he prowls around like a roaring lion. Please, it is not every time that the devil is a devil or a lion. A lot of the time it is people, human beings. Thank you so much for being a part of this class. We will end here today and then we'll continue next week. Before we wrap up, anybody has anything they want to add or share?